What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. We have finally done it. 1-0 win to Palace over Spurs. We're going to be discussing the performances. Massive performances from the team. But first of all, before I do get started, as always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and also make sure to get involved. The lines are open right now where you can call in live to the show, and if you are watching on replay, you can still get involved by leaving down your thoughts in the comment section down below. Another thing that I want to add after the Forest game, it was all negative, it was all dull, but thank you to the team. The whole team today performed. That was the Palace that I know under Oliver Glasner. We done it. Not only did we get the win, we deserved the win. In fact, we can be disappointed that we didn't score more. That's the type of game it was. These are the types of performances that we want to talk about. These are the performances that we can build on. It was long overdue. There were changes to the side. Those changes, not only in terms of personnel, but in terms of mentality and attitude. The biggest word that I want to use today is energy, made the difference, and we deserved it. Over the moon, joined by Stan here. People already calling into the show where you can do so as well. We will invite the guests over in about a few minutes time onto the stage. Stan, new background here as well. None of the red and blue stripes to give people the migraine.
I like it.
Yeah, Palace win as well. What a day. What a result. What a performance. We deserved it.
Mate, 100%. We were better from start to finish. We're a better team. You know what? I did say to myself after we did the preview, because I know that we were obviously a little bit down in the dumps, whatever, but I did say to myself on Friday, I said, I'm going to cling on to this sort of hope. Spurs can either be sublime and they'll run you off the field and they're quick and they're just ruthless, or they can be Spursy. And today, we made them be Spursy. The press that has been non-existent since the start of the season all of a sudden comes back. Munoz pressing, Mitchell pressing, JP pressing. You had Wharton, all and
everyone.
Yeah, rattled.
It's a team press.
And I gotta say, I know it's going to get mentioned time and time again, but Maxence Lacroix, bro, he had Solanke, a £50 million striker, in his pocket all game. No one was getting past him. You see how quick he is. They were trying to play it between the lines. They were trying to play it over him. Nothing.
This is the thing. When people were talking about Joachim Andersen, and it pissed me off, even when we were without a win, the fact that the conversation was around Joachim Andersen, I never understood it, because Maxence Lacroix hasn't been the issue. It's been us scoring goals, creating chances. Defensively, we've been solid pretty much all season long. The defense hasn't really been a problem. We've given away silly goals. But if you do want to start Maxence Lacroix, my question is, who are we missing? So let's stop talking about Joachim Andersen. Our problem has never been Joachim Andersen so far this season for not getting any wins. Lacroix, as I said when he first joined us, I think it is an exciting signing. He's younger. You can see why we bought him, because of his pace, which of course Andersen didn't have.
Excellent.
And that's massive if you're playing a back three. And I think overall, for the price as well, he's looking like a quality player under this project. And I've had no issues with him. I know at the start he might have one or two moments where he's a bit sloppy, but overall, Lacroix by the game has been improving. And I was at the game today. And after the game, he went over to the fans. He was cheering the fans on. He looked pumped. He's one of us. He is one of us. Let's stop talking about that A-name, Andersen. I'm tired of talking about Joachim Andersen. Even after today's result, it's not Joachim Andersen that we'll be missing. Lacroix has proven himself. Let's give a bit of respect to him as well, because I feel like at times the Andersen conversation has been a bit of disrespectful towards Maxence Lacroix, because he hasn't been a problem. And today, he was a key player in that win. Not only that, I don't want to talk about individuals. That's the thing. I don't want to talk about individuals today.
Big team performance.
Because it was a team.
Big team performance.
It was a team performance. What was missing from Palace so far this season is that energy. As I said at the start of the stream, the energy. The press has been non-existent. If we have pressed in the games before, it's been a bunch of individuals running, so easy to beat that press. But under Glasner last season, what was it that made us more excited about this project? Of course, we were scoring goals and doing all of this
Press.
and
It
that.
was the
But
press.
we were pressing from the get-go, high up the pitch. And we haven't done that all season long. And today, as a team, we pressed 10 out of 10. And you have to give credit to the manager where it's true, because tactically, that game plan was unreal. Tottenham love scoring goals. Goal scoring has not been an issue for them. Today, not only did we keep a clean sheet, we deserved it. We deserved the clean sheet.
100%.
We deserved
Hendo
the
made
win.
some cracking saves.
And that's the biggest thing about it, because I've said in the past, if we do win games and it's by luck and not by performances, it's great. We can celebrate at the moment, but it's not going to be something they can build on. But this is a performance I can genuinely look at the side, look at the manager, look at the players and say, thank you. Thank you for this performance. Thank you for the press. Thank you for being concentrated for 9 minutes, because it's not easy when you haven't won a game in so long to be focused for 9 minutes. You'll have nerves, etc. But from the first minute to the 97th minute, everyone, that's the key. Everyone gave it their all, and that is why we won this game. It's as simply as put as that. So, overall, over the moon about the result, but most importantly, about the performance. That is what we can build on, and I don't know where it's been. I genuinely don't know where it's been all season long, this press, but we've needed it. And the difference was today we did create chances. We create chances, a lot of chances from transition, from the press, from winning the ball high up the pitch. And when they do win the ball high up the pitch, the likes of Munoz and Mitchell, they're better in transition than when you're starting out from the back and the team's defending. It's easier to go and attack like that when you press high up and win the ball up the pitch. And I think that was the difference today. We'll look at the average positions of players as well, because that's what we've done in the last match reaction. And I can already see a difference. I can see a difference already in terms
Spurs,
of the players' positions in this game.
Spurs had 62% of the ball and they did nothing with it. And I was like dreading it. They've got Van der Ven, who's the quickest player in the league, who's ripped us a new one a couple of times. And even when they were behind, they brought on Richarlison, Werner. Was it Sarr that came on with for them as well? Just to run at us. And we dealt with it. And that was brilliant. To be honest, your man, was it Bissouma, should have got sent off for that challenge on Sarr. We should have had a penalty. And Eze fluffed his lines a couple of times as well. So it could have been a little, it could have been more. It should have been 2 or 3-0, to be honest with you, if we could finish our chances.
Yeah, it could have been. And that's a good thing that we're talking about. It could have been more. It could have been more, especially after the Forest game. Now, let's bring on some of the guests. Let's start off with Alex. Alex.
Let's go. Yes.
We deserved it.
Yes.
We deserved it, Alex.
Wait.
A win.
All right. Dude, we won a game. Not only
did we win, we deserved the win. That's the biggest thing.
It's so weird. That game was so weird. So first off, there's going to be a few talking points that I want to just get into, because I think you're going to see after me, everyone's going to get the on the effort, and that's what should be said. I want to point out why Lacroix works. So I started to see this. So Solanke's really good at turning, and he's really good at getting past people and getting the pass off. So what Lacroix was doing is he was bodying him. He was always giving him, he was always on his back. And then as soon as Solanke gets turned, he knows he can catch up. And he did it with Richarlison too. So I was very impressed by that. And sorry if that's a little too technical, but I was just I get Lacroix now.
It's a good observation. And I think his pace is massive for us. I mean, even apart from this game, his pace.
He had him in his
first game. They had
exactly.
They had the opportunity where it was 3 against 1, and Lacroix used his pace to run back. Look at the Everton game where we were 2-1 down, and he used his pace once again to catch up and make a great interception. His pace is vital for this back.
I mean, he stopped a 3-on-1 last game that I thought was really impressive when the game was done. He had no reason to even go back, because we already lost the game against Forest, and that made me love him a little bit more. And today was just, I mean, it's gonna be hard to pick a favorite. I really like the way that Sarr never stopped running today. I felt like in earlier games like he knew he could try to press, but he wasn't like most of the time he was just trying to like only turn up when the ball was on our side, and that was when he was quick. He didn't look quick on defense, and today he looked really quick on
But
defense. Like
but Alex, you know what he gave us is he gave us that width that we've been lacking, and
that
he
too.
like you know what like you could
The
see what he was
first
trying to do.
cross, like remember, like
Yeah,
2 minutes into the game, he gets it to Mateta. If Mateta
yeah,
even connects with that, that's perfect cross.
yeah.
And
But
yeah,
he tried to do that a couple of times. I
yeah,
think he was just like he hadn't played 90 minutes. The previous game he came on as a sub. I think he did 90 against Liverpool. I think he was just like he'd run a lot, so he was out
yeah.
of it. 66 minutes. They took him off. They obviously didn't want to risk it. Listen, he
I was disappointed by that. That was right after he should have gotten the red card from. It was Van de Ven that
was it
took him
Van der
down.
Ven, yeah?
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it
So the
was.
fastest person in the league got shown up by Sar, and really, I can get why it wasn't a red, and it was all because the pass was going away from goal. But I thought it was a red card. I thought
Then
that
you
was
got
a
to
tough
give.
one to justify as a yellow.
Well, listen, Saliba got the red card last week. Very similar situation. So
With
yeah,
half the field, yeah. Whereas Sar would have gotten it right at the edge of the box. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So I think you've got to give a big shout out to Big Trev as well today. Chalobah was very, very good. Calm,
yeah.
collected, very good.
Yeah. I mean I think he had one shot that he fluffed, but that was the only time I
Ah,
can remember him making a mistake. We had a few fluff shots. That's okay. I mean, they were not easy shots, let's just say.
We started
What
Mateta and Son
happened?
in this game. Do you think that was the difference as well as the
It was
press?
a mentality thing. I
Yeah.
saw players yelling at each other, but in a positive way. Even when Lerma came off, because he's one of the few that will gesticulate and like let people know, hey, you're supposed to be there. Like Lacroix, especially at the end of the game, he was being left to dry, and he was holding on. Like the one where Charleston just touches it a little too far, that he could have been done on that one, and he was just like, "What are you guys doing? Come on, we like." And it's just like uh, that's not something that you can just teach. You know, like to have the amount of effort that we had. It didn't feel like the Liverpool game last year. Let's just say where we were
Hmm.
just holding on for dear life. It
I
felt
think
like. Oh, go ahead, Stan.
we actually controlled the game in the most part. Um,
Yeah,
I was just worried that we were gonna really pay for not taking some of the chances that we should have
I know.
actually converted. Um,
Yeah.
but they didn't threaten that much. You wouldn't say like they had maybe one clear cut chance that Henderson made a great save. They hit the
Oh,
post.
the Madison one, and then
Yeah,
the
but like
Johnson pinball one. Yeah.
yeah,
They were all
Madison
in the
like
first half. Nothing in the
I mean
second
he's
half, really.
overrated. Madison's overrated, man. Like I've never seen him
What?
turn up
So,
against.
what do you think it is that he can't finish a game? What is it about James Madison?
I
That
don't know.
doesn't
I'll
make
be
any
honest. I'll
sense.
be honest. I don't want to talk about James Madison if
Let's
possible,
not.
because I mean
Yeah,
we just won our
James,
game.
James Madison, go away. Get
We just
out.
won our game. We just won our game. There's
yeah.
like
Sorry.
Munoz today. He was on form. There was Walton
Munoz
who played
created the
well.
goal. Yeah.
Lerma.
Yep.
But Alex, the most important thing from here onwards is the fact that we've got, you know, the game coming up midweek against Aston Villa in the Cup,
Whew.
which
Yes.
is big, and a
We
massive,
have some.
massive game for
I think
against
we have
Wolves.
some players that might come in. We'll see if Decore gets any minutes in that game. I'm hoping so, but I'm not feeling great about that possibility. I was surprised to see that amount of effort from Wharton today. I thought that like he was everywhere on the pitch. He reminded me a lot of Hughes on defense, the way he was playing, and it just made it so that they couldn't turn in the middle of the field and get things off. We got a lot of tackles in on the middle field, a lot, and that was part of why we were, you know, giving them hell. I thought we gave them hell. Honestly, we
Yeah.
should have more
Yeah,
goals. Yeah.
the press was what really troubled them, you know?
And that we continued it in the second half. I felt like we had continued it for 80 of the 90 minutes. And then towards the end, like we had to hunker down. But if you notice, we are not in a low block at the end. We are still keeping it so that we're trying to keep them away from the goal. And that's, you know, better coaching in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let's see what happens from here onwards. But honestly, that's a game I genuinely can look at and say, yes, the result was fantastic. It's a results business, but
yes,
that performance is something to take forward. And we
Yeah.
have another game on Wednesday. Things are looking good in terms of Decore coming back as well, hopefully. So that would be massive for us, especially to the midfield and giving Wharton a bit more of a chance to maybe rest and manage him a bit better. So yeah, it's a massive win, Alex. We're finally here, but it's
we
only
won.
one win. I want us to build on from this.
We got to build
I
on
want us
this.
to build on
I
from
know
this, exactly.
it's
But
tough
look,
with
Alex,
Wolves
let's
coming
see.
up. Molyneux, not necessarily easy. Let's keep the same mentality. Let's do this. All right.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Look, Alex, thank you for calling into the show. Hopefully, we catch up with you after that one as
Yeah.
well.
See you
Take care.
guys.
Alex, mate, out of Palace.
That was Alex having to say. If you do want to call into the show, you can click on the pinned comment to join us live right now to discuss our first win of the season as we're approaching November in the Premier League. Let's bring on Andy next to the show. Andy, we finally done it.
How you doing, Andy?
1-0 against Tottenham. Was he expecting a result like that today?
No. No one was, surely not. But we played them at their own game. We played Postecoglou at his own game.
Yeah, and it worked. And it
worked.
The performance was, I mean, the result's fantastic. We just need a result. But the performance, though, Andy, it was completely different from what we saw against Forest, arguably against the opposition, attacking opposition anyways. What do you think was the difference?
We played with more width, so he stuck with the original back three, which I was a bit dubious about because I originally thought that was the problem, but clearly isn't. We actually went wider going forward. So instead of trying to accommodate both Mateta and Nketiah as two forwards, we've gone with the lone striker and with two wide and stuck Eze out wide, which I thought he was brilliant today. I've been called in. Yeah, I thought he was really good today.
Yeah, I thought he was good as well. I did think he was good as well. He got an assist.
I think he missed a couple of sitters, the boy did.
Yeah.
But he got his assist.
He did, but he started doing that thing again where he picks the ball up and carries it forward. Yeah. And we haven't seen that in weeks.
That was
weeks.
Yeah.
Andy, I go back to your point. There's three fellas that used to be of the Back of the Nest parish and now have their own podcast. And one of them said the other day, we need Eze to be that, that Elise or that Wilf that's like, give me the ball. Just give me the ball. Give me the ball. And he wasn't doing it. I would say second half, I think Glasner said to him at half time, you've got to run at him. Like, you can't slow the game down because he was still slowing it down a little bit first half. And he was like, he should have had a penalty as well, actually. That was a Stonewall pen that he didn't get. But he wasn't slowing the game down. Apart from the last couple of minutes when him and Nketiah were, playing silly games at the top and give it back to him. I just think there's more to come from him. Maybe I think his standards are even better than what he was today. But listen, he got the assist. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I agree.
And as you said, Andy, I think the difference was him actually not slowing the game down. I mean, it sounds so simple, but he got the ball and he looked forward. He ran forward rather than slowing it down where the defense can settle. And not only that, but down the right-hand side, Munoz, a lot of people talking about him not having the greatest starts to the season so far, but Sarr started today, and I don't know if it's a coincidence, but Munoz had a very good game. I think that support down the right-hand side allowed Munoz more opportunities to overlap, which he hasn't had before because he just didn't have someone to play off. I think that was
it's the overlap. Yeah, it's the overlap, right?
Well, Munoz was my man in the match today. I thought he was everywhere. Every time you saw that side of the pitch, he was there. Like, look at the goal. He won it in their own half. Put the ball into the box and look what happened. He was everywhere. That's the Munoz from last season. Again, we haven't seen that yet up until now.
And
we've gone back to...
Forward, would you start Sarr on the right-hand side, especially with the impact that we saw with Munoz down the right-hand side with their connection? Do you think now he just has to start?
Yes.
Well, yes, because we saw the alternative in Nketiah out wide. Whether it's because he was impact and he didn't have time to adjust, I don't know, but it didn't work. So, yeah, going forward, Sarr has to start out wide.
we lost a lot of width when Nketiah went on. Like we lost a lot. We lost that width. I agree. Funny you say Munoz man of the match. I think he was really good. I got to say that Lacroix for me was just like he was a cut above everything, and to have probably 2 or 3 of them Spurs players in his pocket was just yeah.
There's a question.
I would love to hear what Roy Keane would say now.
Yeah, about Joachim
After that
Andersen.
stupid comment. I am sick to death of hearing, oh, Anderson's not there, Elise's not there. No, Anderson was never, ever the problem. Our attacking threat was the problem. You lose a player like Elise, of course you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I agree. It's been Elise. It's been Elise that we've been missing. And Lacroix proved it today. There's a question here saying, does the panel think this defense can last this good all season? It has been pretty good all season, but has been getting stronger on a weekly basis. What do you think, Andy?
Yes, because it's got a mix of both pace. All 3 of these centre halves have got pace and they've got height. That alone is the 2 mainstays for a back 3, surely.
Yeah. And that's why on paper, when we did sign Chalobah, in my opinion, I think this on paper is our best defense that we've had long time. I can't remember a better defense than this because of the quality that we have there. And our defense really hasn't been a problem so far this season. I know we made 1 or 2 individual mistakes and it has cost us in games, but defensively, I mean, we haven't really conceded that many goals. And that was the one thing that we've been talking about, at least like we can build on from not conceding that many goals. Is on the other end, do you have confidence that we can score enough goals?
Well, that's why I wasn't really concerned during this run of no wins, because defensively we have been pretty good. He literally just needed to tweak it just a tad going forward to make a change, and going wider has made that change. Unfortunately, Nketiah can't be that lone striker in the middle. It has to be Mateta.
He has to play in a 2. Nketiah has to play in a 2.
Which is not. It's not going to work.
I'll tell you something. What we haven't done the past couple of games is put the ball in the box for Mateta. It's all been shots outside the area, etc., etc. Ball goes in the box for Mateta today. He only needs one. He only needs one shot. He got it. He scored. Right. So that's another one. I will say that back line now. I said it just a minute ago, but you got to give it to Big Trev because he was like you can tell why he plays for Chelsea because he's a quality player.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about Glasgow and his future at the football club. Of course, today we won a game. But for you, from what you've seen today, what else do you need to see going forward to maybe be a bit more assured if you were ever concerned about Glasgow anyways?
I'm never concerned about Glasgow. I think the board have done him dirty. And these little comments that he's made recently, I'm so glad he's come out with that because I'm on Glasnow's side. I'm not with the board members. I'm sick to death of Steve Parish. I'm sick to death of these Americans. This is our cry to make this better, to give us a chance to step up.
Yeah,
we finally got a manager who's not a yes man.
Yeah.
And
we have seen in the past as well at Frankfurt. I think he has called out the board and eventually did leave that football club. But look, it is positive today. Our smiles finally after the match reaction show. How big is the Wolves game? Looking ahead to that one. Well, I guess if you want to look at Villa cup run, is that important?
I would love a cup run, but in the situation that we're in, I'm not concerned about Aston Villa in a week. I would literally just put a weekend side out. Don't go full guns blazing. Just get into the Wolves game, the same energy, the same focus, and we'll win. Although Wolves did look like they could put up a bit of a fight, but that's only looking at the last game against those who can't be named.
Yeah.
Andy, I'll tell you something. Oliver Glasner doesn't do weakened teams in cup competitions, mate.
Yeah,
he loves
he doesn't.
He don't do that, and he ain't going to do it this time.
Because when you look on the flip side, Andy, like, of course we wanted it, but you want to build momentum as well. So I think he'll probably go into that game on Wednesday night with a strong side, and I think he should. Because Aston Villa, of course, they've got a Champions League, they've got a Premier League. They got a few competitions, so yes, they are good side, and we are away from home. But I think if we perform like we did today, with Villa hopefully maybe rotating because they had Champions League last week and then Premier League, and they just got so many competitions. Maybe Glasgow thinks that we could have an opportunity, and imagine if we beat Villa, that would be massive. I mean, 2 wins in the last 2 games, that gives you that extra momentum and makes you even look more towards the Wolves game. So I think he should play a strong side, but I also understand what you mean about the Wolves game being very important, because I don't think
I'm only saying that because we had Lerma go off with a knock. Sarr went off with a knock. Wharton looked like he aggravated his groin again. So that's why I wouldn't go full guns blazing into the Villa game.
You got Decore could come in. You got a couple. Listen, I think you win. Sorry, you win Tuesday. You're 3 games from Wembley, mate.
Yeah. When you put it like that, yeah. But is it the priority at this moment in time?
Yeah, it is. We just need to build a bit of momentum, and the Wolves game, now the pressure, it will be easing from that game anyways. But look, Andy, great talking to you. I know it's been annoying so far this season in terms of results, but we finally got there, and now we need to build. But hopefully we catch up with you soon.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Up the Palace.
That was Andy having to say. You can also call into the show live by clicking on the pinned comment. Let's bring on Tim next. As always, if you haven't already done so, people, it's our first win of the season. There's nearly 200 of you here watching it live. Please hit the like button if you are enjoying the stream, as well as subscribing. It does help us out massively. So thank you to every single one of you that has done that. Tim, we've done it. We've done it. It's the relief. Honestly, this club is not good for my health. I was watching that game.
Oh my gosh.
Early. Now we need to hold on to the lead.
Tim's lost his voice.
I mean, I can't even tell you how much I was screaming when that goal went in. Like
it was unreal. The feeling was unreal. And we haven't had those feelings as much so far this season.
Seriously, man. The relief. The relief to see that goal go in.
I was expecting to be I was stressed throughout the game.
Yeah,
because there's
too.
that pressure. If I'm stressed, the players must be as well, because we still haven't got that win and we are winning. But Tottenham didn't create that many chances. I don't know why I was so stressed, because I thought we defended well. But you have to give credit to the players, right, Tim? I know the 1-0 win is massive, getting a win, but the fact that it was against Spurs, you kept the clean sheet, and the performance they put in when so much pressure was on them after what happened against Forest. Not only just the players, maybe the manager as well, in this sense, because tactically I thought we were outstanding against Spurs. You have to give credit to the whole, staff, players for the result, because I think everyone played a part today.
1,000,000%. I mean, I'm with Stan. Lacroix is my man of the match. I thought he was so great, so brilliant. We are so lucky to have his pace. He's big. He's strong. He handled. I mean, Solanke got nothing. Didn't even get a sniff. And his recovery pace is brilliant. Wonderful. I'm so happy. And I'll just back up what you were saying before on the Anderson comment here. Nobody loves Joachim Anderson more than I do. But please remember, if you're on that train, Palace was never, like, as soon as Fulham dangled 150K a week, that was it. He was gone. Whether it was 30 million pounds or not, he was gone, because that prospect of 150K a week, we can't pay that. We were never going to pay that.
He was getting 75 at Palace or something like that, And
right.
He's 30 years old. Like, they offered 30 million for him. Like, you as a club, Palace are not in a position to decline that. Like, you got to take.
You can't. Exactly. So
also,
that was always going to happen.
Yeah.
That was always going to happen. And Lacroix is looking terrific. I love Joe too, but Lacroix looks fantastic. But look at what I put. I never put something on my thing, but I need to shout out. I am going to shout it from the rafters until he starts playing crap again. But Will Hughes has been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I hope that Lerma is okay. But when Lerma goes off and Hughes comes on and we don't lose anything, that is actually really big. That is really important. And in fact, the number of interceptions, like Hughes in a
He was
lot of
everywhere.
he was everywhere. He's making so many interceptions. He's making so many moves to get the, like, Andy is right. We were moving the ball out wide. Hughes is, I mean, this happens so many times. Hughes gets the ball, gets it to Wharton. Wharton gets it out wide, and we are threatening again and again and again and again. That was amazing. I love Will Hughes. I could not love him more. I just I think he is wonderful. I mean, he's a certain type of player, and I'm rational enough to know that when we have to face a team like with incredible pace, he can't be the guy because he doesn't have recovery pace. But otherwise, he's a terrier, and I love him. But I thought he was absolutely terrific today. Another thing I just wanted to bring up, it is very clear to me that when JP is playing with energy, intensity, and just like he's from the morale perspective, he kind of puts the team on his back. He's pulling people in to come press. Like, he's riling up the Homesdale. Like, when JP is in it, we are at least 10% better as a team. And he was good today. So I agree with those that say he's undroppable. I don't know what that means for Nketiah, but I think that JP is undroppable right now.
You know what I say to you, Tim, about Will Hughes? And I said this when we signed him. I was really pleased when we signed him. But he is a player that you have to play in the position that he can play in. And I said this, we said this all along. Roy playing him as a 10, stupid.
Stupid, right? Yes. Okay.
Yep. I don't know what he didn't play much under Vieira, but Roy playing him as a 10 was stupid. If you play him holding midfield, he's very good because he loves a challenge. He gets stuck in, and he reads the game quite well, and he knows how to pick a. You know, he's not someone that's going to spring you a 50-yard pass across the field, but he knows where his guy is. He'll know where Wharton is. He'll know where Eze is. That's what I'm saying. So play him in the right position, and he's a very good player.
He's very effective. Do the simple things very well. Keep the energy high. A little bit of, let's be honest here. He's our player on the pitch who gives us a little. Him and Lerma are the ones that give us a little bit of, they use the dark arts when they need to. And he shouldn't have had. He does get a yellow, but that's not because of Yuzi today. He gets the yellow because he got caught out by his teammates. Tottenham turned, they had a transition, and he's got to, I think it was Johnson, he has to grab, and so he takes a yellow for the team. That's not on him. He didn't make the errant pass. Somebody else did, and he gets caught. So, I mean, I love the guy. I agree with you. Great team performance. I'm so happy that Glasner gets a little bit of a breather. It does speak to me, the comments I've seen about I need to reevaluate my thinking about the window. I think from the perspective of the business done, the players brought in, the amount of the business that we did, I think that was good. But Glasner does have a very good point that you don't want to get all of these players in incredibly late and then have to build your preseason in the beginning of the season. That is pretty damn suboptimal. He has a point about that. The board did not. The board left him pretty short in that respect, and I have to say but I'm just so happy for him because I think he's a great coach, and I was never Glasner out. This always felt like a time for courage. Like let the man do his job, and finally the team showed up, and that, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to see a press, like something that Tottenham is supposed to be good at. And Vicario looked terrible. He looked terrible.
He kept them in it. A couple of saves from him kept them in it.
Well, what I mean, that's true. But, I mean, Stan, do you not think that he looked wobbly every time he got pressed? Every
of course.
pass.
But you know what, Tim? I was saying this today. That Spurs are either sublime and they outrun you, they outpace you, they outbattle you, and they finish you off, or they're Spursy. And it wasn't that they were Spursy today. We made
them
them
that.
Spursy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
100%.
I'm saying.
Going
on
back
us.
to sorry guys, going back to Glasner, right? We need to realise, and listen, it is frustrating that he was so stubborn with that formation, and we were even saying, if you don't change your formation, you might have to change your manager, whatever. But you've got to realise, this time last year, it was but a pipe dream to have this calibre of manager in charge of Palace.
Yep.
Trust me, it really, really was.
For sure.
So I think, this has bought him a bit of time, and I think hopefully he can build on this. I really hope he can build on this, because we have got a good team.
The result was, of course, massive. But I think the performance gives a bit more hope, especially to those who maybe doubted him. And I think a lot of people didn't need a performance like this today. Didn't need to see a performance like this, because it just wasn't sustainable, just not pressing teams and then trying to build out from the back. It just wasn't working. And today it was the complete opposite. There's a super chat from Sam saying the physicality was finally there, keep it up. Yeah. And I agree. I think that was the main difference maker. But surely, Tim, going forward, this is now the starting 11 anyways, or do you still rotate it depending on the opponent? Look, I'm saying this going forward to the Wolves game, but ideally I would like, I know you bigged up Hughes, but I think Decore and Wharton still would be my ideal two in midfield.
Oh no, I think that's right.
You can't play Wharton Tuesday though, D. You can't. He's because of
the I won't play him Tuesday. Wednesday.
It is unfortunate though. I mean, let's be real. Like if we're gonna have some real talk about this, when Decore is fully fit and when Wharton is fully fit, they are the midfield too, and there's no question about that. Which is a little bit harsh on Yuzi for just how good he is, but he's a great player. He's fantastic coming off the bench. I think he is incredibly valuable for this team, and I think he's a leader. I think he's a big time leader. So yeah.
And I think you're going to see Maxence Lacroix become a big leader in that defense.
Did you see how vocal he was out there?
Very vocal.
He was very vocal. Yeah, he was commanding that. I thought that was great, Stan. That him commanding that back line looked outstanding. Like he was getting people tight, making the back line does look, that will be important. If the spine of this team between the two midfielders, if we get our best midfielders back, the back three and Hendo, if the spine holds, we're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine.
I think with the back three, in order for it to work, based on what we've seen so far this season, we just need to have more energy up the pitch in terms of pressing. I just think I think that was the difference today, because even I was questioning about formation. I mean, if
look at what Animal wrote here. I mean, is this not exactly what you're saying, D?
Yeah. I was the one that was with how it was going. I mean, we just needed more creativity because we weren't pressing, and when we did have attacking opportunities, it was mainly from goal kicks or winning the ball in, let's say, in midfield or in defense. So it wasn't really like good transition moments. But today we did have those transition moments from pressing. So if we're going to play back three, then we need to keep up this intensity. We just simply have to, which we haven't had all season long. But do you think we can do, Tim, from here onwards?
I would like to think so. I was very encouraged by, we need to have some balance in the attack, and I was very encouraged by Sarr and Munoz together. I was very encouraged to see good threatening width on the right. That makes us a much more dangerous team when we're not just predictable down the left. So if that keeps up, yes, if Sarr has a knock and he's out for a bit, I would still play Kamada there, and I would let Kamada make runs, and I would let Munoz, provide the width out. Because I know not everybody does, and I'm bringing up a hot button topic here, but I rate Kamada. I rate his running in behind. I think he's really good at getting into space. So I think if you have Sarr or if you have Kamada, I want more runs down that right side. We got it today. If that keeps up, D, and we have a more balanced attack, fantastic. But I think I do think it hinges on JP. I think JP is the striker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially after today, with the goal as well. But look, Tim, great win.
Nice
Hope
one,
The
Tim.
Palace, come on!
Come on. That's
Uh,
Tim having to say. If you do want to call in before we do wrap up the show, you can click on the link in the comment section. It is pinned where you can join us live. We'll go through some of the comments from the players and the managers as well. Stan, did you want to say something? Or
Yeah, just big up to Sam A for the super chat. Obviously, really appreciate that. Just really comment out quickly. The physicality was finally there. Keep it up. Yeah, it really was.
yeah, we just have to make sure, we keep up. We build on this. Unfortunately, it's not. Oh, you win one game and that's it. We just have to. Some momentum would be good. Now let's go through some of the comments. In terms of the manager, Glasner, he said that Trevor Chalobah played really well today. His defending was very good and he was very aggressive. He had no preseason or team training. We always believed in our players and squad. To be fair, Stan, at times we can forget about it because last game it was a poor header, but of course Henderson should have done better. For the Liverpool game, lost his man, but he was literally X'd out of Chelsea from their preseason squad. He didn't have.
He was their best centre back last year as well.
What was that?
He was their best centre back last year, according to a lot of their fans. Yeah.
And to be fair, he's actually settled in a bit quicker than maybe I expected with a player with no preseason or team training for pretty much a few months, and he was injured when he came to Palace as well. Do you think this back three is what we need going forward? Because I think Chalobah, if we're playing a back three, it has to be Chalobah, Lacroix, Guéhi.
Yeah, I do think it's what we need. I do think that when Richards and Charlie Riyad are fit, we have some decent enough people that can slot in if needs be. But I think he was excellent. Listen, the guy has been playing week in, week out for Chelsea, and because of the horrendous way that club is run, he's been farmed out on loan to Palace. He's a quality player, mate. Like, he's a quality player. He's come, he come through Chelsea Academy. I remember when he made his debut against us. Remember Vieira's first league game?
Yeah.
He scored against us, and there was a lot of hype around him, and he's a great player. Like, for Palace to have him, like, he's a £50 million defender. Like, make no bones about it. He's a very good player.
Yeah, very good player. Mateta, let's see what he said after the game. He said the following. He said that every day in training, in the game, I always want to show him the players that I'm fit and I can score for the team on Eze's assist. He said the following. He said that, yeah, he's an incredible player. Like I said, every time, if he plays good, which is Eze, we will win every game. And today he gave me a good pass and I had to score. So Mateta giving praise to Eze and also showing, telling the fans that, he's always giving his 100% to Glasner. Lacroix also spoke after the game saying that right now the dressing room is crazy. Everyone is happy because I think we worked hard to have this win. Today we showed and we could score like 3 or 4, but maybe next time we can. So yeah, Lacroix saying that, we created a decent amount of chances, score way more goals. I agree with him there. And he also added the following, saying that it feels unbelievable. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for the team. I'm so happy for the fans, for this character. We trained a lot. We showed a lot today. And this is what the fans and people want to see. This win, I think we deserve it. And I think that's a perfect comments from Lacroix about, being happy for the team, being happy for the fans. Especially
see him at the end with the fans in front of Holmesdale. Oh, what? Boy.
Yeah, I was there. I don't know why people are saying I'm in Turkey. I'm not in Turkey.
I was about to say, are you in Turkey? Like,
yeah, I'm surprised myself. I didn't realize I was in Turkey right now. I went to the game, so I must be teleporting to go Turkey that quick from the game. But yeah, we're out of the relegation zone, Stan.
I just want to highlight Postacoglu's comments because. So he said it was one of those games with a lot of stoppages and battles, and they ended up winning a lot of them and coming out on top. There was a lot of disruption, and it was hard to get fluency. They did better than us. It turned into a game they were thriving on, and we should have dealt with it better. It was a poor goal to concede. It had nothing to do with playing out from the back. That can happen. I'd be very surprised if they were happy right now, referring to his players. Why would I be happy? If I'm unhappy, then they'll be unhappy. If you're suggesting that our fans weren't happy with today, then that's a fair assessment. You know what I will say? His team made all the stoppages. They spend so much time on the floor. What's his name? Porro, Madison, just rolling around. Dude, like, you made a run for your own back. A game with loads of stoppages. Palace thrived on it. Palace just got into you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
And I think the referee was shocking today.
Terrible.
I think it was genuinely shocking.
We haven't had a good ref all year, though. We haven't had a good ref all season. There's no good refs in this league. We were shocking.
And that penalty shout, it happened in front of me, but I thought it was a penalty. But of course, you wasn't at the game. What do you make of it? And also, people
Stonewall pen is a Stonewall pen, and your man Van der Ven should have got a red card for that challenge on Sar.
Yeah, so I think we got robbed. We could have had a few more decisions go our way, and do better with a few chances. But I think, look, before we do wrap up, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sar. I do think he's going to play a massive role in this side going forward. So hopefully his injury is not a big concern. But the only concern that I have, Stan, is if it's not Sar, we're lacking the width out there in terms of the alternatives, because we don't really have many wings at a football club.
Asher Agbenoni.
Yeah, but Glazer kind of played that down, didn't he? In the game after the Forest game.
We will see.
Yeah. Sam, with another super chat, thank you so much for that. Real tackles everywhere. Exactly. It's the passion. It's the passion today from the players, and they deserve it, man. They 100% deserve it. Thank you again for that super chat, Sam. Colin saying should have had a penalty. They've had 10 men. So yeah. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up? There's no point.
I just think
Villa next. Excited now? Or
listen, I think he takes the cup seriously. I think you might see a bit of a different team, not a weakened team, but a different team. And it's just nice to get a win. And I'm speaking for myself here. Can we all please just calm down? And maybe we can get we can carry on and get some good results. I'm going to the next home game versus Fulham, and I really want to see Palace win because I haven't seen that in a very, very long time. So
trust me, I haven't as well, and I've been going to the games. We all haven't. So hopefully you're lucky enough that we get a good run of form for that game. That'll be a difficult game, but yeah, if we turn up, I think we can beat a lot of teams in the league. That's the thing. If we do turn up, which we did today. So credit to the players, credit to the team. That's it from me and Stan today. As always, if you have enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe. And if you do have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below after we end it. This is it. This is it now. I'm not going to say our season starts now, but it's a very good foundation to build on. Hopefully we build on it. I do have trust in the players if they do play like this, as well as a manager. We just need to start games like this. We've got Villa next, massive game, cup game. It'll be massive for, momentum and just trying to build something from the Spurs game going into the Wolves game. So let's see how we do there. But of course, we'll be back for the preview for that game. Thanks to all of you joining us live. And until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.